Livingstone Academy is an all-through school on a former Ministry of Justice site.
Starting at reception, going through to year 6 in the primary building, secondary then starts year 7 all the way through to year 11 in the new build secondary building, and then sixth form within the older part of the building, which used to be the Coroner's Court.
So the key project stakeholders were Kier Construction, and we've worked with Kier Construction for many years, delivering multiple school projects. And the Department for Education, they want to deliver multiple schools to improve children's lives throughout the UK, and that's something that is very strong within Noviun and our ethos.
The vision for Livingstone Academy comes from both the Aspirations Academies Trust and the main sponsor, which is Ian Livingstone, is to embrace the technology, to prepare the pupils to the 21st century environment.
For us, it's really important that students had space to work together in teams, collaboratively, where science, technology, engineering, arts and maths are at the core of that curriculum.
This ticked all the boxes. We had the challenges of all three. We had the challenges of existing buildings and listed buildings. We had the opportunity to create something inspiring. We felt that we had the right talents and abilities to deliver the scheme.
Having a building from the 70s, the listed building from early 20th century, and the new building from the 21st century with a different character, a different architectural language, marry them into a cohesive campus.
So one of the key innovations we produced on this project was working with BIM, which is Building Information Modelling, primarily using the software called Revit. So that involves getting other consultants' models, bringing them all in together to sort of form a collaborative model that everyone can use and work from.
I think the two real standout areas are the multi-use games area. Because we are obviously an urban academy, you would automatically think, well, where are the children going to play? Are they going to have outside space? So having it on top of the building is a real standout feature. The second one is an area that we're now using as a kind of a library, which is the double floor, high ceilings, the double windows again across Bournemouth.
We wanted to get away from the big long corridors, so to break that up we've expanded out, and there's breakout areas off of the corridors.
Being a city centre site, there was an abundance of labour, supply chain partners that we were keen to work with, so we kept the investment local within the community.
Convincing people to keep as much of it as possible is probably my favourite thing. This is a historical context, and trying to keep as much as possible is so important. One of the big challenges was the facade. So we completely pioneered a new window design because they have to work with the heating and ventilation units. So I think the coloured windows, so you've got the green for the pine trees as you come into Bournemouth, the dark blue is the sea, and the light blue is the sky.
We were involved through COVID. The new building had a lot of very tight angles. So what we've ended up with is a building that's got some really unique shapes in it. Structural design which involved two different construction types. So the building is split almost sort of third, two-thirds in two completely different construction types. One half is steel frame, the other half is concrete frame.
The reason we split it was to aid the build process. So we built the concrete frame in the first instance, enabled us to get our vehicles in and out of the site, and then we built the steel frame as a secondary building and joined the two together. The standout features for me is probably the Coroner's Court, listed building. When we took the building over, it had been derelict for circa 10 years. Obviously there are a lot of issues with working on a heritage site where you need to work quite closely with local authority. We had a heritage officer appointed on the scheme who oversaw the works retrofitting the building. We're trying to create new classrooms within an existing building. In some cases meant knocking walls down, but obviously there's no structural information, there's no record information on this, so trying to get an idea through site surveys, that type of thing, of what we can and can't do, that was a real kind of tricky aspect of the project, but we got over it. And through kind of collaboration, we were able to find the best route that kind of looked after the building and respected its history, but also provided a modern educational environment.
So the project was fully completed end of 2023.
I really enjoyed that partnership we had built with Noviun. We worked really well together actually, and the end result is obviously the successful handover of Livingstone Academy.
Even if it was minor, everybody had a feeling or had a role in that scheme.
We absolutely love the school building. It's a real wow factor. We have a framework around students showing self-worth, engaging in their learning and having a sense of purpose. Well, obviously that's easier for young people if they come to a beautifully well-designed building, which they value. It gives them that sense of belonging. Visually, it's a sign of regeneration that is now obvious, that's sprung up in Lansdowne.
It's one of those tangible benefits you can never plan. We try and focus on the user and the outputs for the users, young people, teachers alike, but we can't ignore the sort of wider social, economic community aspect, which is often as important.
It was one of the first buildings in the area to get planning permission and sort of spark the planners into regenerating the whole area.
The end result of Livingstone Academy, I think anyone who comes there, they're blown away. To create a new secondary school building in the heart of Bournemouth city centre, which is on a tight site, I think we've all achieved a fantastic end goal.
Having had a seminal role in the construction of Livingstone Academy, I'm incredibly proud of the legacy the project represents. From the start, our vision was to create not just a building, but a lasting example of educational innovation. The architectural team has cleverly balanced form and function, making the school both aesthetically pleasing and practical. The project's success is a testament to the seamless collaboration between all stakeholders, especially Steve and Paula Kenning and the Aspirations Academy Trust. This project will leave a lasting impact on the community and education, and I am honoured to have been a part of it.
I think it's a great name for the school. It also is a great discussion point to see, how involved is Surrey, and he's very much champions the work that we do here to make sure that all learning is fun and exciting.
The end goal for anyone working in construction is to provide a building which was talked about in years to come. Seeing the children arrive on their first day, arriving all excited to come to school was a massive sense of achievement for myself, and I know anyone who's worked in the building.
We believe that Livingstone Academy will leave behind a legacy of pupils that are ready for the 21st century. Every school that we deliver is an opportunity to influence and develop how children learn and grow for the next generation and generations to come.